So yeah, so I know. So firstly, I was talking with Danielle. She said she had a great conversation with you.
Okay.
So super excited to work together and everything. I guess before we dive in, tell me a little bit about your business, and then you know how you sort of found out about ShareWillow and why you came on board here.
Yeah. So we run I say we're a restoration business, restoration company that does carpet cleaning and air duct cleaning. So we do a lot of water restoration, mold removal, fire restoration. But the business was started as a carpet cleaning business. I bought it from a friend of mine, I guess. Um, so yeah, started as a carpet cleaning business. I added air duct cleaning. So carpet and air duct cleaning are kind of our bread and butter, right? We go out and do that
Hmm.
every day and pay the bills, and then but actually the water restoration and mold removal is probably like 70% of our revenue, 40% of our time.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to kind of grow that part of our business. Not so yeah, and then I've been thinking about bonuses, and the honest answer is I haven't been consistent enough. I started out just wanted to be really relaxed. We pay bonuses. Christmas, I came out of the construction industry. So I spent 18 years in construction and South Dakota. We live in South Dakota. So um, really busy in the summer. And then winter is really slow. So you create, I don't know, construction, you pay a Christmas bonus, right?
Yep.
No rhyme or reason, just how you feel. And that's good when things are good, but when things slow down and you get uh, slower, sometimes that gets hard. So do the same here at this business. Do a Christmas bonus. Everybody loves to have a little cash for Christmas, so that's always good. And then I do bonuses for a couple of other things. I do bonuses based on we get a flood event. So every summer we get a huge rain somewhere near us, and we spend about
Hmm.
2 weeks drying out basements. We work a lot of hours, and so I pay bonuses for that. And then in the winter we get up frozen pipes. We get about a week where it gets 20 below, and we've got 15 houses that have pipes that are frozen. So we go drought houses and work a bunch of hours when it's super cold. And I pay bonuses based on um, no rhyme or reason. And then I try to pay out like if we're doing a mold job in a crawl space and we have to crawl around on our stomachs or sewers backed up into somebody's basement, like the only reason I do those jobs is because I get paid, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like to get my guys buy-in, it's got to be the same. I got to pay them more to go do a sewer job or to go do a mold job. I will tell you, I've become more relaxed. I used to be 2 or 3 years ago when I first hired the guys.
Hmm.
Um, I was I was pretty diligent about paying those out, and all of a sudden I've just got more relaxed. So I was kind of searching for some sort of a standardized bonus program. You guys popped up on Facebook, so I'm sorry, man. You're right in the middle of my school's out, and I share my office with my son who's back there Minecrafting, and anyways,
So wait, is he? So what's funny? I think the best setup for like Zooms and stuff is actually gaming gear. Like I have a gaming chair. Like I think
oh yeah,
gaming headsets, phone. Like
yeah,
I actually think the gaming gear is like top notch. So and also by the way, I love. I think I like kind of study. I look at what the kids are doing. Like they're spending so much time. They're being so they're. It's funny. I just went on this vacation with a guy and he has a kid, and as soon as they landed, set up the desktop, and he's like has to log in to all of his games, talk to his boys on Fort, and then they're all in
uh,
like Discords and stuff, and he's like got to get
yep,
it set up, and it's like I think it's so cool actually.
yeah,
I think it would be cool to like. By the way, I think it'd be cool like for you guys or even content like for us just to like almost stream. Like I think like I want to do a series where I just ride around with like technicians, almost like a technician ride along content series where you talk
yeah,
to them and you sort of like follow the day because I think like streaming and just sort of like like vlogs or like
yeah,
pretty people want to follow that stuff, and I think right now also like this small business world is super interesting to a lot of people. Like you said you bought it off your friend, but there's tons of people buying these companies, right? And I think a
uh-huh,
lot of people are interested, right? So I
yeah,
love it. I think it's cool. And by the way, look, we're on video calls all day with people. Everyone's like at home with their kids and stuff, so it's not it's not out of the ordinary
yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the first I've owned this business 6 years. I always had an office. I owned a construction company before. I worked in Las Vegas for 9 years, had an office and a trailer at a job site. I always thought I was go to an office guy, but then whatever. I bought this house, made this office, and I like it here. It's right? Like there's
Yeah.
times when I'm not as productive because I got to help my kids out or whatever. But why do you go to work every day? Like, like I go to
Yeah,
work every day
yeah.
to support my family. So, I'm here, then they get to see a little bit of what it is like to run a business and whatnot.
They
So,
they see the grind.
yeah, they
Um,
see a little bit of the grind. I'm not actually a workaholic. When I'm on a job site, I'm very driven, very, like not running. Anyways, I'm just
yeah.
working very hard when I'm at work, but I'm not in here. I'm not in here at my office at midnight, right? When I check out of the office, I close the door and I'm done. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
some guys struggle with that. So yeah, so then yeah, that's I ran into ShareWillow on Facebook and I watched the clip and I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I reached out. I had a few other people that said to try a few different people. Actually, I almost canceled because I was going to try somebody different, and then I was like, I don't know. This is the first one I saw. My gut told me it was good. So,
How'd you hear about
uh,
the other people?
it was through. I'm actually Conquer Coaching, which is House Call Pro, and I'm on a group there, and it's the Ninja people, Ninja VA. I actually have a personal assistant in the Philippines, and they have a bonus. Is it called Bonus Up? I think.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah. Um, so they
Bonus
kind of,
up.
but I do like House Call Pro. They very much they grab an associate and then they really push it on you, so anyways, I've been,
Yeah. Sorry.
go
Go.
ahead, yo, go.
No. So I was gonna say because like I actually have a call with Britt Howard, who's like partnership manager at House Call Pro. Like we're trying to be like very like in bed with them, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yep.
Obviously. So it was just like your account rep pushing them, just because that's maybe all they knew. It wasn't like House Call Pro as like a company pushing them.
It was not House Call Pro as a company, but I will tell you that the lady that used to be the president or vice president of House Call Pro, this Kedma,
Hmm.
she just went to work as the CEO of Ninja VA, and the guy that started Ninja VA is also doing this. Is also doing the bonus up. Like they're together. So
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
would
Yes.
tell you
Yes.
my opinion would be to tread a little bit lightly. I wouldn't give up all my trade secrets because they look like they're headed down that road from a House Call Pro user. So, anyways, that's just my opinion to be a little bit careful there.
What do you mean
But
careful? Like,
well, it just looks like they're
oh,
already in. There
working
looks
with
like
them,
it
working
looks
with
like
them.
they're already. It looks like they're already in bed with bonus up.
Yeah,
If
here's the thing. Here's the thing that
if you were to
I
ask me,
found. Right, right, sure. Here's the thing that I found. I think at the end of the day, product wins. So like at the
yeah,
end of the day, like I think like maybe they could beat us in beat us out of the gate in maybe relationships or distribution. But if we can just be fanatical about talking to customers and building the best product, at the end of the day, what's going to win, I think, in the long term, is whoever has the best product that helps the customers the most. Because it's like you
yeah,
can't for a long period of time recommend an inferior product, or like you just look bad. You know what I mean?
yeah, uh-huh,
So I think if we just stay heads down and we just like do our thing and we just like let product speak for itself, I think that's when we're gonna win. And like we're playing the long game. So like
yeah.
they could beat us out of the gate, but I think we'll win in the long run if we just focus on product and delivering a 10 out of 10 experience for customers. And by the way, so that's what let's do it today. I want to. I think you originally responded to one of my newsletters where I was like just sharing information, because here's one thing
Yeah.
that I think we can do is we're learning a lot. I'm talking to. It's funny. You said South Dakota. I immediately. Hold on, because I literally we have tons of South Dakota like a bunch of South Dakota customers
Oh,
randomly.
really?
Yeah, we just closed one yesterday. Hidewood Fiber. Hidewoodfiber.com. It's like a
Oh,
construction company.
haven't heard of
Um,
them.
Toronto, South Dakota.
Oh, well.
We have North Dakota My Aquatic Services, myaquaticservices.com. That's North Dakota, but we had like just a handful. It's like so random.
Yeah.
I mean,
Huh.
not random, but
What-
like, it's like. And then, by the way, do you know know of Matt Paulson in South Dakota? I think he's like I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar, but
He has like a
it's not.
newsletter company, Matt Paulson,
Hmm.
Newsbeat or Market Beat or something. I don't know. He's like a big South Dakota guy.
Oh, I better.
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, check him out. Anyway, yeah, so starting to get a handful of South Dakota and Dakota companies. So, we see most of our companies are South though or Midwest. A lot of Florida. So like,
yeah,
we're really focused on. And by the way, I just talked to a company the other day. I'll find the name in just a second. That very similar to you. They sort of have the carpet cleaning. They have the air duct, and then they have the restoration. It sort of feeds into each other. They could go out for the
yes,
carpet cleaning, but then if there's a flood or something, then it's like the restoration business that has to like take care of it.
yeah.
Um, who was that sale? Hold on, let me find them. I actually Rare Restoration, Rare Robert Yackel, Rare dash Restoration. Hold up, this company. That's the restoration company. Yeah, 24/7 fire, mold, and water damage. Colorado Springs. So that's Colorado Springs,
Oh,
but then they also
yeah.
have uh, the carpet cleaning and everything. So one thing you responded to I wrote a newsletter, and it was kind of I was at this conference, and Tommy Mello was talking. He was giving a speech, and I learned a lot, and I wanted to like sort of pass on stuff that I learned. And I think one thing that you had said is, "Hey, talk to me about the technicians staying in the home longer."
Yeah.
Was maybe something you were like curious about slowing down. Want to learn more about how it can be implemented in my business. So I'll just tell you sort of what he said and what we're hearing. Is I think a lot of people they try to just give the customer. So firstly, this is what he said. He said a couple of things. He goes, strangers ring the doorbell, friends. So these are nuances that you can do to just give the customer an exceptional experience, right? And I think,
Yep.
we just read this book called Unreasonable Hospitality, which I've actually got our whole team to read. It's phenomenal. And it's like, how do I deliver magical moments and great customer experiences, to your customers, right? And for instance, in home services, he's like, strangers ring the doorbell, friends knock. So little things like that. Do you knock when you go to the door? If there's a dog, play with the dog. Things like it would just be weird to ignore the dog. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The other thing he's like, we go into the home and we smile. He actually was like, we smile. It's like, we smile. We're professional. You can trust us in your home. We're not going to steal any, like those kinds of things. But he
Hmm.
says, he's like, my customers know my technicians, whatever they have going on, in their life, if they're, going to school, like whatever it is, they have real relationships. And he's like, it's not transactional. So then, and one of the things he said is like, if you spend more time, you start to learn about them and you create that relationship. And then, you almost have permission you're not selling, you're giving them options is what he said. It's like, instead of, hey, do you want to fix it or replace it? He's like, we give the customer options, right? We give them the higher price option and tell them, why that option is fair. And we also give them the lower price option. But one of the things he was saying is like, just being in the home longer gives you the opportunity to sort of like have that relationship, and then you give them the option. So like, I don't know if do you guys attach like service plans or maintenance plans? Like I guess when you go into a home and you're sort of diagnosing the problem, like what does that look like?
Yeah, we don't, and so that is one of the things that kind of intrigued me is we don't. I used to when I started, there was some add-ons you could do for carpet cleaning that I used to push. And then I just kind of decided I kind of want to be a flat, like no surprise type of company. Like we don't charge
Yeah.
mileage to get to jobs, although we travel a long ways. I just was like, I just, although people might be surprised by the cost, I just want, this is what we're doing. It's always the same. And so I kind of went away from it, but then it intrigued me to spend more time in the home and get to know them and because there's just a lot in that. I've gotten complaints before. My one technician is, he's a goer. And so if I put too many jobs on his plate, I kind of noticed I was getting complaints because, and I knew in
Mm-hmm.
my head he was, if I put too many jobs on it, he starts out the day just rushing to get through everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
that's dumb because now we got to go take another trip all the way back there. Like, just slow it down, So
Yeah.
I've had to kind of slow him down just a little bit. So that resonated with me. And then I was like, well, is there opportunity to sell some service plans, but I didn't know how to go about that or what those service plans looked like. So I didn't know if you guys had a kind of coaching or a program to kind of get into some of that. I didn't know. It intrigued me. It captured me a little bit because I'm like, and then even restoration, right? Like, some of my reviews, bad reviews for restoration has been me because like I show up in somebody's basement's completely flooded and they're like traumatized, right? And they're like, "Oh my
Yep.
goodness, my stuff
Yep.
is all wet." I mean, not to, so I gave it two craps, right? Like I see it's another flooded basement. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just start directing my guys, hey, start tearing that carpet out right there so we can cut that carpet out so we can move that furniture there. And I just went to work, right? Dissecting it because that's what I do. And I did not get along with that customer because I went down there instantly. I gave her no time. I didn't care about where the water came from. We just went into tearing carpet out and tearing her house apart, and she was like still in trauma. And I've had a couple, that was the worst one, but I've had a couple others that were like that. And I went, whoa, Jason, you need to slow down, show up to the job site first, assess the situation, hear the stories, do the right, and you build the kind of that relationship. And so I, I, I know, but I don't act all the time on it. So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, your video, yeah, intrigued me there. So I didn't know where to go from there.
Yeah. So firstly, right now we don't have any training or anything. I think
Okay.
I'm kind of learning also. Like I do think like potential. I think 100% it makes sense for us to eventually have like training modules like inside of
Uh-huh.
ShareWillow. It's like, hey, we think that you should do these things, these KPIs, incentivize for it, and here's how to then train your guys around it.
Yep.
Just a couple things, just like off the top of the head. It's almost like when you go. It's almost like when you go to the doctor. Like you go to the doctor and you want a doctor that's like empathetic. Like, look, we're gonna take care of you. I know, I know it's rough, right? I know it's
Hmm.
rough. I know, but I see this all the time. I think like I just went to a doctor, a neurologist. I had this like nerve thing, like ulnar nerve, and I was like,
Yeah.
am I ever? My hand was tingling, and it's like he was kind of like not really being empathetic. And like I have a knee doctor because I'm like getting old. I have all these doctors, and she's like so kind, and like I trust her because she's worked on like the worst knees and athletes and all this stuff, and she talks to me so gently, and she's like,
Hmm.
"It's gonna be fine," and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're so like caring," and this, old school sort of neurologist. He's like just doing the test, and I'm like, "What's happening here? Like, am I
Uh-huh.
okay?" And he's like, "I'll tell you once I finish the test. Like, I don't want to say anything out of line, and it's like. So it almost,
That's,
it's almost
yeah.
that like that empathy that you have for them. Like, look, I know this is rough for you. We see this a lot, and I think like just kind of almost like it's like you're like I didn't sign up for this, but I do think like what Tommy Mello says, and this is what it's you know who Tommy Mello is, right? And again, I'm you don't. So he has an 850 person garage door company called A1 Garage Doors. They do 220 million in top line revenue, 60 million in EBITDA, like really big company. He was a keynote speaker at this conference I just went to recently. So, not just him, but I'm learning just from other people and customers we talk to now. We have 200 customers adding like 50 a month right now. So like we're just hearing a lot of stories and stuff. And one of the things that he says, he's like, look, it's like on the surface, garage door could be transactional. I fix your garage door, no big deal. He's like, but if you think about this storytelling aspect, garage door, that's where you enter the home. Most people don't even enter through, their front door
Yeah.
anymore. They enter through the garage door. And it's like, is it seeping underneath where it's going to get cold in there? Most people have a fridge out there. And when you go get the fridge, is it, sucking cold air coming in? And then it's like, is it super loud? It's going to wake the kids up above the garage. He's like, this is actually the entrance to your home. This is the front entrance to your home and your house, and your kids are in there. He's like, so we go in. It's not just the garage door. He's like, this is how we enter the home and get to the family. And and he like basically described like the experience of the
Oh.
garage door. And I was like, oh my God, I wanted to fix a garage door after that.
Yeah.
So it was
Uh-huh.
just that like storytelling, and like kind of like thinking of it of like what does the garage, and maybe that basement for that customer, maybe that's where their kid is going to live and they're about to finish it, or their husband, they're ready to create new space down there, or maybe they're having a third kid and that's going to be their oldest child's new room, and their kid's going to go through high school in that basement. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be like memories created down there, and
Yeah.
like I don't know. So
Huh.
or
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
they.
Yeah. It's,
So I think like those things, and like kind of that empathy for the experience of it, but also you're gonna help get it back. You're gonna deliver this back to them. You're not just gonna fix their basement. You're gonna like create this magical space that they're gonna have with their family in their home again, and you're gonna restore their home. Like that is like beautiful, and that's so. Anyway, I think like that kind of storytelling, that empathy right there, like it gains trust, and then it's like
yeah.
for $1,000 to like have more space, you know what I mean? So then it's like the
Yeah.
price to value, I feel like, is unmatched.
Yeah. Boy, that's good. I don't necessarily think like that on a daily basis. I wonder how I get my guys to kind of think that way. And because you obviously want more work from the same customer, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if we restore their basement floods restored, well, we want to come back and clean their air ducts in a year, and we want to clean
Mm-hmm.
their carpet in a year. Like right, what you know, you obviously you want to hit your same customers. Your customer base kind of naturally grows, right, from close to further away. So
Yeah.
you always want to get more work from them. So. Huh. Yeah, that's good. I wonder maybe I should do like a video series or something to put on my Facebook or my website that talks a bit about that, and that we're more than a demolition company. We kind of did that. I had one of the guys in my group was talk
Mm-hmm.
about being a doctor and we're precise about our demolition, right? We don't
Mm-hmm.
go in with a sledgehammer and cause
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of dust and break things. We go in precisely and cut out what's wet, and so
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. So yeah, no, that's good. I don't need to take up a bunch more of your time, Ryan. Man, I love your energy, and so I'll probably keep watching your stuff here on occasion, right? We're inundated with stuff these
Yeah.
days, but what you had to say was good. So and
Awesome.
yeah, and it's been good. The bonus, boy, I can't remember the gal's name now that's helping me. The one
Danielle.
gal, Danielle, the one gal must have left.
Oh,
So
Shanna left, or
maybe
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyways, I was with somebody and maybe they didn't leave, but they stepped back as a more part-time something. I don't know. It's really not, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm excited to see that bonus program. I just thinking out loud to you because it came up. Bonus Up had a really like a sweet like dashboard for their tech performance. Like they up dashboard, like put it up on a TV in your shop, and it
We have
kind of did a
TV.
leader.
Yeah, yeah, we have
You,
TV dashboards with leaderboards. Yeah, once
you
it's
do.
built. Yeah, I'll,
We,
I'll
we'll
check
get
and see where
okay.
you. Yeah, I'll check and see where
Yeah.
you're at in the like process. We
Yeah.
100% have that. We'll
Okay.
definitely set
Yeah.
it up for
I
you.
think we did. So yeah. No. Yeah. It's good. So yeah, that's good. As you guys, I guess I'll stay connected here. I thought maybe you had a program or something, so that's probably how we kind of missed each other. It was just so. Yeah, it's good, man. Uh, I better let you get back to work.
Cool. No, I'm. You got my brain. I do think eventually. I want to start. We're learning, and then it's like, how do we best knowledge transfer to our customers, whether it's through a training program or our own content, putting out more content that's like more deeper content like this. But I think I'm also learning. So again, I'm figuring out what we should do and what people like you care about, and like how can we at the end of the day like help our customers have a 10x experience. Uh,
Yeah.
so cool.
hmm
This was awesome.
Yeah, and it's good. You're building a good, and you're getting a lot of customers and what they care about in their bonus program, and so then
Hmm.
it can share experience as well of like, oh man, I got this carpet cleaner that's restoration company that's bonusing these people like this. This is how we promotes it. Well, like, why can't we share that? Like, I mean, I don't, I don't know.
100%.
I wouldn't want a guy 5 miles away maybe to use the same stuff I got going on, but
Yeah.
somebody, in Chicago or
Hmm.
wherever, I wouldn't care. Like, let's figure it out together. So awesome, man. It's actually got me really my brain really turning. So
Good.
and I'm gonna look up Matt Paulson now because I don't know why I don't know him. So or
Yeah.
why I
Look them
do.
up.
So awesome. Hey, thank you
Awesome.
for getting
Yep.
with me, man. Have a great day.
Of course. See you
All
later.
right,
Bye.
see you, Ryan. Yeah, bye.
Bye.